Hi everyone, this is Irina from Healnlearn, and I have the pleasure to have Heidi Gregor over for a talk. Hi Heidi, good to have you.
Hello Serena, nice to be here with you.
So you know Heidi, she's been talking about beauty, charisma, about mindset and manifestation. We've had talks about keeping your youthful looks and your hair, with your natural hair color, not graying. Heidi wrote a book in German about timeless beauty, natural timeless beauty, about rejuvenation, keeping yourself young. This is an amazing book, including some massages and crazy, things that you don't hear a lot about. But we're going to talk about the book another time. Heidi, would you please remind everyone what this program that you're offering is all about? It's all about something about holistic health, about keeping your immune system high. You're very inspired about it. Tell us about it.
Yes, thank you, Serena. Well, the thing is that, as you mentioned, usually my main topic is holistic beauty and holistic health. And this, I specially designed my PIP program. It's the Pro Immune Power program I designed especially due to the Corona crisis. And I would like to tell you why I did so. Because I have to say that I was very shocked, not so much about the virus, but about what was happening around or due to the virus. And there was such a lot of misinformation in the mass media. There was such a lot of misinformation and aggression on social media. There was a lot of fear, a lot of panic, a lot of, people were throwing with data that didn't exist actually, and with there was a lot of dramatizing, sensationalizing. So there was really a lot going on, and all that and the virus was doing something to people. I mean, there was a lot happening, and there was a lot happening not only to the ones who got infected and had a disease, but also to the rest who, because I say there were two viruses. One was the COVID-19 virus, and the other one was the fear virus.
Right. Yeah.
I also saw that among my friends and family, that people were getting so insecure, and the thing is, and I wanted to create more awareness what's happening here to us and what all that does to our immune system. And the thing is that so many people were in fear. And if you are in fear, and the fear is not an immediate fear, speaking about a lion in front of you or something, but a mental construct, there could be a danger for me, that something could happen.
Mm-hmm.
The body still reacts in a flight or fight mode, and I'm sure you've heard of flight or fight mode. And the thing is that when that happens, you have two kinds of reactions. The one reaction is people hiding at home and they are not going out for months, and the other reaction is people are getting very aggressive towards everybody who is coming close to them, or in the streets, or who is doing even on social media. And even the governments and the politicians were working with that fear, because they thought they needed it to keep the people at home.
Right.
And so, but for me as a pharmacist, and as a somebody who knows about health, and this was actually the worst thing that was happening the whole time, because what fear does, and we will speak, this is actually in the second call of my PIP program that we will focus on, that is it creates stress to your body, and stress leads to a crash of your immune system. So the more you are in fear, the more your susceptibility for the virus increases. Mm-hmm. So that's that is the irony about it, you know. People were in fear of the virus, and by being in fear of the virus or in fear of whatever else out there, you raise the probability that you'll get the virus, and if you get the virus, then you raise the probability that you'll have a bad, severe course of the disease. Mm-hmm. So I created, by seeing that and by watching that, I thought, okay, I have to do something. I want to spread well-founded knowledge, and I want to supply help that is on a long term, you know, useful, because yes, we are going to have a second wave, most probably, and if it's not COVID-19, it'll be another virus, and we cannot close down economics every time a virus is around, you know. So we'll have to, this COVID-19 is a wake-up call to reflect on our life circumstances, and I would like to explain to you why that is, Serena. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I told you why I created the program. This is the reason, you know, because I think people need information, and they need somebody who speaks to them about what they can really do to protect themselves, you know. Mm-hmm. Because apart from washing your hands and putting on a mask, okay, so why is COVID-19 a wake-up call to think about our life, our habits, our life circumstances? The thing is, you have to look who is the risk group, or who are the risk groups. And now you would probably say elderly people. But the thing is, it's not entirely true, because it's not all elderly people. The risk groups, in fact, are elderly people, the group the most at risk of a severe cause of the disease, are elderly people with underlying chronic disease, with underlying disease, or young people with chronic disease. Now you will say, well, but that's normal. Elderly people are sick. And then when I will have to tell you, that's not true. That's what we consider to be normal, because it's, for the majority, it's true. But it's only true because the majority of people don't know much about health and about, aging process and how we get sick, mm-hmm. because this is quite new knowledge. Mm-hmm. So no, it's not natural to be sick when you're old. If you look into nature, how is it in nature? You know, animals, usually they are sick for a very short term before they die, you know, and that's what science says it's the normal thing. And it would be the normal thing for human beings as well, but it's not, because we have so many influencing factors that make us sick, and the influencing factors are internal and external. Mm-hmm. That it's called second aging, you know, secondary aging, and this is why so many people, when they grow older, they get sick. But it's not necessary. Right. And yes, elderly people with a chronic disease are most probably will get infected with this virus, and if they are, it's dangerous for them. So the mortality rate in this group is very high. What does it mean? Well, I'll mention maybe what do I mean by chronic disease. These are the typical civilization sicknesses, like cardiovascular diseases, and everything with the heart and with high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, COPD, what else? What did I forget? Depression, very important also, and so on. All kinds of pain and autoimmune sicknesses, okay? These are all civilization sicknesses, and that is the important fact about it, the most important fact about it, only 10 to 30% of those sicknesses are in fact genetic. So all the rest we could protect ourselves from. by changing our habits, and by knowing more about health, how to stay healthy. And I think our life expectancy is very high, yours especially because you're so young, but our life expectancy is between 120 and 150 years. That's what they say. We could become that old. And what we want nowadays, actually, we are the first generation who wants that and who is able, because we don't have wars at the moment, So we are able to think about how can we spend this lifespan, this long life, healthy, vital, and full of life and happy. That's actually what we want. And if we want that, because nobody wants to suffer for 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
And so in order to achieve that, we need more knowledge about health, And so by looking to this risk group for COVID-19, where the mortality rate is the highest, we can learn what we need to do to prevent to get sick. Because yes, so that's actually what that's actually the good news. The good news is we can do something about it, but we need to know a few things. We need to know what influences our aging processes, what makes us sick, and how we have to change. What do we have to change in order to stay healthy, in order not to develop chronic diseases? And as I already said, except for the ones who, for the 10 to 30% who really have a genetic predisposition. And even, Serena, if you have a genetic predisposition, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get sick, because and I don't know if you know that, probably maybe not everybody who will watch the video knows, that with our mind, we can switch on and off genes. Right. And that's actually what happens, and what most people don't know. And so the most important thing to stay healthy is to learn to manage our brain, our mind, our mindset, our thoughts, our beliefs, our thinking habits. And by that, also learn to manage our own emotions. For sure, there are positive emotions and negative emotions. And an emotion you have to imagine as a cocktail of chemistry in your body. And this cocktail is either rejuvenating and giving life, or it's toxic. And we create those emotions with our thoughts. So and actually this is the content of the mostly of the rest of the calls, in this PIP program, is because this is the main factor. We have to learn to manage our mind, and I'll give methods, and we'll work on this together, how to find out what beliefs you carry that are not good for you, and how to change that. What are your dominant, your ruling emotions, and how to change those into emotions that are pro you, that are pro life, that are pro health, and how to use your mind in as a tool to make yourself happy and healthy, instead of using it, what we very often do, instead of using it as a weapon against us. So this is the main content of this program. And then also I want to, maybe one more thing. Do you have a question, Serena?
No, I just wanted to tell you that for people that would like to know how you present your content, I would really recommend them to watch the How to Prevent Gray Hair video, because this was really good. They'll see how scientifically you explain things, but at the same time, it's a lot about mindset as well. So I know that I was just about to look for the exact content and read out a bit of it to everybody who might want to join. But for sure, I know that you're going to include a lot of scientific not
Yeah.
necessarily data, but approach.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Well, my program is always a mixture of very scientific based, because this is where I come from professionally, and a very spiritual approach, because this is how things are. This is what I believe in, you know, so it does have this mixture, absolutely. And also one more thing maybe, because for all you that you're watching, that you will be watching the video, you know, I have a question. If you would have to estimate your health, Serena, on a scale from 1 to 10, but before you do, I will have to explain, because I'm speaking about holistic health, what I mean by that. And 1 would be very poor health, and 10 would be excellent, completely 100% fit. How would you estimate? But before you do, I'll tell you what I mean by, because we're speaking about holistic health. And what is that? Holistic health, meaning we are a holistic system. That means we are health. It means the absence of dis-ease. It's a state of complete well-being, and this well-being is spiritually, so you are connected to whatever positive force. You know, there's a scientific proof that this helps you stay healthy. Scientific proof. I'm always speaking about scientific proof. Okay, mentally healthy, that means you don't have any condition where you need medication. You are a happy person. You have faith. You're a focused person, you know what you want, and so on. You are psychologically stable, so on a soul level, you have a healthy processing of things that happen to us naturally in life. Not everything's beautiful that happens to us. You have that, and on a body, in the body level. Thank you very much, Selena. On a body level, also, you are free of pain. You don't have any condition. You are full of energy. We also include the energy body, and you feel well. You sleep well. All your organs function, and that is holistic health. And conventional Western medicine, even though it brought a lot of good to us for sure, is no question about that, does have made a big mistake during the last centuries. It divided this holistic system that we are into parts, you know. Mm-hmm. And we have the immune system, and we have the hormonal system, and we have the intestinal system, and we have the cardiovascular system, neuronal system, and so on and so on. And the thing is, people who study medicine, they study the whole, divide it down into parts, and then you have to specialize. Right. And in the end, you only focused on your one system. So if you, Serena, if you have an infection, you'll go to a doctor, to a specialist, and he'll say, okay, I'll treat your symptoms, and I'll give you something maybe against the germ, if something exists, because a virus you can't even really treat. And then he'll send you away, and if it's more severe, you'll be brought to hospital. You'll come to this certain department that is specialized on on this kind of a thing. And it's the probability that you are being asked why in the first place you caught the virus, or why in the first place you had the susceptibility to get this sickness. So the reason won't be asked, you know? And that's the problem of medicine nowadays. And that's why now they are rediscovering in certain parts. I just read really interesting books of 3 actually heart medicine, medical doctors. Yeah. And also there are gynecologists, especially in the fertility department. that where they see the strong connection between, for example, mind, psyche, and our body. So now they slowly they are rediscovering that everything in our body is connected. Everything, and nothing works without the other. And you cannot look at a certain system. You cannot look at the immune system and just, oh, there is a problem in the immune system, because if there is a problem in the immune system, we have to look here. For example, how is your mindset? Because this is psychoneuroimmunology,
right?
Which is also I'll mention it also in one of the calls, in one part of this program. And everything has an impact on everything. And we can't, and that is holistic health. That is if we want to, if I speak about health, I speak about the big picture.
Right.
Yeah. And I have a talent in seeing things, in seeing things in a connection thing. So you could maybe tell me a symptom, and by speaking with you, I would get an impression where the problem is.
Right.
And whatever. I just wanted to say this is holistic health. This is what I'm speaking about. And to finish this, maybe one more thing I want to speak about. Now knowing what I mean by holistic health. If you would have to estimate your health status at the moment on a scale among 1 and 10, and 1 would be very poor and 10 would be excellent. You don't have to tell me, but you can if you want. Where would you be now?
I was thinking about that, and I'd probably put myself somewhere between 8.5 and 9. But I was wondering whether this, because it includes a lot of emotional, a high emotional component, and so it probably changes over time. So today I feel great. So I probably rate myself as 9, just because, there's always something to wish to improve. So I can always say I can be better. So to say 10 would mean there's nothing I could wish for.
I think it is, to be serious, I think 10, maybe we should ask Sri Ravi Shankar or the Dalai Lama or somebody like that. No, I think life isn't meant to be a 10 all the time,
Right.
So if you're 9, this is already great. We have to have a look at it. If you're between, maybe if you're under 5, or if you're between 5 and 7, we should have a look, because if you're there, you might already be in a downward spiral. That you have to be careful. And you have to look at the little things. So how good is your sleep? Are you overweight? How happy are you? What are your dominant emotions? What do you think about? What do you expect of your future? What do you think are your chances in life? What do you think about your health? All these things we have to keep in mind, to see how holistically healthy you really are. And if you say 9, and I believe you, great. You don't need my program.
But then again, I'm thinking, fine, today I feel great, but then maybe people I consider myself emotionally stable, honestly, and I'm very happy with that. But if I were to say, today I'm in a really bad position and my ranking would fall to 5, then you would immediately be able to notice a problem, right? Because if it oscillates so much between 5 and 9, so probably this assessment needs to be done in different days for you to see.
Yeah, but Serena, that's not a problem, because the problem is created when you have a permanent level of discomfort or dis-ease. So what if we don't hope so, what if something happens to somebody you love,
Right.
You'll be desperate, you'll be very sad, or you will be very angry about something. I don't know what, if you're employed in a business and you I don't know, you lose your job now due to the crisis or whatever. So there are reasons in life to not be well, But the thing is, how fast can you, process that, and how fast can you get out of that. That will make the difference if you are overall a healthy person, if you can keep up with that health, or if you, stay in that bad vibrational state for too long, because then it's bad, and then you'll get sick over time. So it's how long the state is you in how long you are in this state. And let me say one other thing, and that is, I promised for this first call, I promised the 6 columns of holistic health, and I want to mention them. Okay, so we spoke about the mindset thing. Mindset, again, is all the thoughts, conscious and unconscious, all the beliefs, conscious and not conscious, all the thinking habits that you have learned and overtaken and created yourself throughout life are installed like a computer software in your brain, and from there they rule your life, and they determine who you are, how successful you are, how healthy you are, how your relationships are, everything. Okay, everything's ruled from that. So mindset, column number 1, we have to learn to manage our mind to be healthy, happy, and successful, and youthful and beautiful. Emotions. I already mentioned there are positive and negative emotions. Positive emotions such as love, gratitude, joy, peace, trust, compassion, and some more. And there are negative emotions such as fear, guilt, shame, envy, jealousy. Jealousy, I'm not so sure, but some say it's part of it, some say no. But anyways, okay, those are the negative and the positive emotions. Where do they come from? I shorten it up. Most of them, I think I posted a video on that. Most of those emotions come from our thinking. So again, you see column number 2 is emotions, but it's like this.
It's a circle, yeah. You control your emotions with your mind, but your emotions control your thinking. So you need to start somewhere, and the only place you can start is
here.
Yeah.
You need to start here. Yeah. Emotions have also another. I mean, you can also feel something because we do have receptors in our whole body, so we can also feel energy that comes to us. Okay, that's the second, but we don't speak about this now. We speak about the emotions that we create with our mind, and that's the dominant emotions, So this is managing of our emotions, second column, very important. Then of course diet, but not if you're vegan, vegetarian, or follower of some other philosophy. This is not what this is about, but there are some basic rules, what is healthy and what is not healthy, and there is some basic, clear scientific proof for what we need to supplement at a certain age, because we can't get enough of it through nutrition. So this is also, I have one call about this because it's very important. So column number 3, diet. Movement, clear. Also there is a too much and a too little. And so this is a column, of course, we know that. We are human beings are made to move. We are not made to sit the whole day.
Yeah.
Then sleep, very important, because during sleep, as you might know, our immune system and the mitosis, the rejuvenating of our cells is at a very high, it's working very intensely during the night. So sleep, a healthy night's sleep is very important, especially for women of older age. Postmenopausal women, it's a very critical topic, and you can do something about that. So I want to mention that here also. And then other habits. So we had mindset, emotions, diet, movement, sleep, and then I just say habits as a 6th column. And there are some things like especially negative habits like smoking, drinking too much, but also other habits like what do you do in your spare time? What do you do? What do you confront yourself with in the evening? Is it horror movies, or do you go out into nature? Things like this. So these habits, and also we will in this program implement one or the other healthy habit. Did I explain well?
I love it. I'm actually very curious as well, because, for example, the part about supplements, I have no clue. I'm just supplementing with whatever I see, and I think, oh, this might be interesting for me, or this is maybe something that I need. I have no clue what supplements to take, honestly. So this is, I'm especially.
Why would you? I studied pharmacy, Serena. You studied something else. That's why you're much better in technical stuff and other stuff. Yeah.
But you also have some parts here of the program that talk about worry versus the power of now. Okay, this is the mindset.
Yes,
and
a lot of it. I during the program, I focus on mindset and emotion set. Heart set, we could call it also.
Yeah.
And there's one call about diet, and the reason is because this all starts with this. It starts with this. So we have to focus. I mean, 8 calls, 7 left. 7 calls is not with 7 hours. It's not such a lot. I mean, you can't change your life in 7 hours. So we have to focus on the most important and I can give a lot of input here, and we can work on things together during the calls. And so my focus will be mindset and emotions, but of course, I also reserve the last call, for example, to what is needed. What you're interested in. And
Awesome. It sounds like an amazing program, and I'm sure it is, because I know your content. I know how diligent you are. So thank you so much for this explanation. I'll put the links below to the program for everybody interested. Thanks a lot.